Allow me to tell you a story. It's a story about a nation at war, divided by the inept heirs of the ruling family, leading to a century of civil war amongst the regional warlords. Three men rise up to bring an end to the chaos. The first to rise to power is a ruthless conqueror who will do whatever it takes to bring the chaos to an end. He makes a name for himself by killing the foppish ruler of a larger faction and taking the rightful ruler into his care to give himself legitimacy in his conquest. His charisma and power earn him many followers, but just as many enemies, with some of his own eventually betraying him. Following his death, his heirs attempt to continue his legacy but prove incapable of doing so, and his family falls into obscurity. The second is a man left to pick up the pieces after his predecessor's death. He is a mostly honourable man who is known to make morally dubious decisions for what he perceives to be the greater good. The third is an honourable, patient man known initially for fleeing his enemies and backing down from conflicts rather than facing it head on. The most famous of his retreats involves one of his most powerful followers holding off the enemy forces alone at a bridge to buy his lord time to flee. In time, this third warlord becomes much more confident in himself and his forces, seizing opportunities to expand his power base at the expense of the second warlord. Before the land can be united, a major faction ruler marries off his younger sister to the honourable head of a smaller faction to secure an alliance between the two. This works out very well as the betrothed are perfectly matched. When the two factions later turn on each other, however, the wife is left torn between her husband and her brother, while her husband himself dies. There is also a love triangle between a beautiful dancer, the mighty warrior she shows interest in, and a disgusting fat man who loves the dancer. There is also a woman who is initially an enemy of the first warlord's family before marrying into the family and becoming utterly devoted to her new husband. The person positioned as the main character of the series is a highly skilled spear-wielding young warrior, famous for his fierce loyalty and his solo charge into the enemy lines for the sake of his lord's son. Other significant figures include a warrior so powerful and intimidating that he is accompanied by his own theme music and a propensity for dealing massive damage, an incredibly gifted strategist who was visited 3 times before agreeing to serve his new lord, and a red-clad, family-oriented older warlord. Ultimately, peace is brought about by the actions of an opportunist, seizing power from his lord when he believes the land to be unstable in the hands of his lord's inexperienced successor. But even this state of peace would not reach 3 centuries before being overturned. If you liked this video, why not subscribe and support me on Patreon like these fine people here? If not, then make sure to share it with your enemies so they can suffer along with you.